Hello. So today I want to share with you another Silva Method technique, and this one's called the mental alarm clock technique. I know from things that people have said to me that quite often we have disrupted sleep, or we don't feel as if we've had good quality sleep. And I'm sure we can all relate to the feeling of waking up in the morning and not wanting to get out of bed on occasions and feeling groggy for the rest of the day. So the mental alarm clock is a very simple technique, a really easy technique to use. It is a technique that we use in a meditative state, again, at level, in a relaxed state. So again, you would need to go and sit somewhere quietly and breathe and relax so that you can be in this meditative state. And then we will be accessing the right side of our brains, our intuitive part of our brain, our inner conscious mind, where we can program ourselves better. And we can program ourselves better because we can absorb the information better using this state of mind, the meditative state of mind. It's a way of using our minds in a different way. And so all we have to do is, it's a technique that we're going to use at night before we go to sleep. And instead of setting a physical alarm clock to wake us up in the morning, we're going to set a mental alarm clock to wake us up in the morning. And we're going to say in the relaxed state, just before we go to sleep, this is the time I want to awaken, and this is the time I'm going to awaken. And you would imagine a clock, and it can be a clock of your own design, your own choice. So it could be a clock that you're very familiar with if you wish it to be that, or you can imagine a clock that's made of moonbeams or crystals or whatever you want to do, because you're using your imagination, remember. And it can be a clock with hands on if you prefer, or it can be a digital clock. It doesn't really matter. So whilst you are in this relaxed meditative state, just before you go to sleep in bed, you would imagine your clock, and that's when you say, this is when you say what time you want to wake up, and you would set the hands to 6 o'clock if you wanted to, so the big hand on the 12, the little hand on the 6, or you would imagine the 600 on your digital alarm clock, for example. And then you say, this is the time I want to awaken, and this is the time I'm going to awaken. And it is as simple as that. And then you will go to sleep, and you will find that you will then awaken in the morning at the time that you requested or that you instructed. And this is a wonderful technique for so many reasons. One of the most important reasons for using the mental alarm clock is that you will soon find, with practice and doing it every night before you go to sleep, that you'll be waking up at exactly the time that you've set your mental alarm clock for. Sometimes it takes practice. You only have to do it every night, and that's the only practice that's involved. But sometimes people find that they're waking up immediately with the first try, that they're waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever time they're setting their alarm for. And so this will give you evidence that you have got complete control mentally over your biological intelligence. And that's a very big affirmation for you to have back. Very important, because if you can get to that right, then all the other techniques that Silva Method offers will also, you'll be able to do. And it will grow your belief that these things work and that you can make them work, that it's you that's in control of your mind and body. There are other reasons as well, of course. It means that you're going to wake up when you want to without the use of a physical alarm clock. And it also means that you're going to wake up more refreshed. Let me show you this chart behind me now. This is a chart that shows our different brain frequencies, if you like, whilst we're awake and fully alert, like I am now, and when I meditate. So here I am, the beta brain frequency, with my eyes open, and I'm listening, I'm hearing, I'm using all my senses. But when we go to sleep, this is what happens. Our brain frequency slows down, and they call that the alpha state. And then it slows down further to the theta state, and then to the delta frequency. And we do this as we go to sleep every night. So we go through several cycles. We go from alpha to theta to delta, back to theta to alpha, and then back down again, approximately 5 cycles per night at 1.5 hours per cycle. So that makes 7.5 hours for the best quality sleep. So if you are setting your physical alarm clock, not your mental alarm clock, it could be that you're waking up here at a very deep level of unconsciousness, which is often, if a physical alarm clock's going off then, or your mobile phone's ringing then, you're going to be thinking, you're going to feel as if you've not finished your sleep, which indeed you haven't, and you're not going to feel as if you want to wake up. You're going to feel very groggy. And then you know what happens then. If we wake up feeling like that, it sets the scene for the rest of the day. And we want to feel re-energized and refreshed from our sleep, not groggy because we've been woken up by our physical alarm clock at a very, very deep part of sleep and haven't finished the cycles off. So that's another reason. And I often find that people who have insomnia, this is the only technique they need, because they're programming themselves not to wake up any other time, but at the time they've set their mental alarm clock. So on so many levels, this is a simple technique, but very, very beneficial. It helps to grow your belief that you have control over your biological intelligence. It helps you to have a proper sleep pattern during the night, and it helps you to wake up feeling refreshed. And it's very easy, so you can all start using it right now. And I do recommend that you use it every night for the rest of your life. It takes about 4-5 seconds to set up before you go to sleep. So you can't say you haven't got time to do it. And it really is worthwhile. And I wish you lots of success with this technique.